What you doing here, woman? I thought you were supposed to be going to church.
Well, I was, but the Lord...
For many of you watching right now, Good Times wasn't just a TV show. It was that special family moment when everyone gathered in the living room to follow the Evans family facing the hardships of Chicago's housing projects. It was Florida with her unshakable strength, James with his determination, JJ with his famous dynamite, Thelma with her intelligence, Michael with his social conscience, and all those moments that made us laugh, cry, and reflect on life. If Good Times was also part of your childhood, or if you discovered this masterpiece later, comment below telling me who your favorite character was and what memories this series brings back for you. But before I reveal the explosive behind the scenes, curiosities I discovered, if you love this type of content about the series that marked our lives, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel because I have many more incredible revelations coming. You won't want to miss any of them. Now get ready, because what you're about to discover about Good Times will completely change how you see this beloved series. Behind those laughs and life lessons we love so much, there were intense conflicts, shocking firings, and epic battles between the cast and producers that few people know about. These curiosities will show you that the reality behind the cameras was as dramatic as any episode of the series. John Amos, our beloved James Evans Sr., was literally fired from the very series he helped create and make famous. Can you imagine that? The man who played the most respected father on American television was let go because he fought for dignified representation of black men. Amos had a very clear vision of what Good Times should be. A series about a strong, united African-American family facing real challenges, not a superficial comedy full of stereotypes. When JJ began to completely dominate the episodes with his antics and the famous dynamite, John Amos became absolutely furious. He saw that the writers, mostly white, preferred to turn JJ into a dancing buffoon rather than create meaningful conversations about important social issues. The tensions exploded when Amos directly confronted the writers with the provocative question, "How long have you been black?" He went to the extreme of refusing to film scenes he considered degrading, like when two white men were supposed to spit on the floor of the Evans family home. Amos also fought tirelessly for James to have a gun to protect his family after JJ was shot, but the producers denied it. The result of this battle: he was fired after the 3rd season, and his character was brutally eliminated from the series. Through a car accident that shocked and devastated millions of fans, after leaving Good Times, John Amos proved his critics wrong by having a spectacular career. He was nominated for an Emmy for his powerful performance in Roots, and appeared in classic films like Coming to America and Die Hard 2. Years later, Amos and Norman Lear made peace, with Amos calling their relationship difficult, but ultimately a friendship. Esther Rolle, our unforgettable Florida Evans, fought her own epic battles. Even before Good Times existed, she made a revolutionary demand that changed television history forever. Rolle only agreed to play Florida with one absolute condition: that there be a present and strong father in the family. She categorically declared that she could not contribute to perpetuating the lie that black fathers don't care about their children. This courageous position brought John Amos to the cast as James Evans Sr., creating a truly revolutionary moment in American TV. But when JJ became the absolute center of attention with his constant foolishness, Esther Roller became deeply frustrated. She openly criticized the character, calling him stupid and denouncing that negative images were being inserted into the series through the eldest son. Her frustration grew so much that she abandoned Good Times after the 4th season, leaving fans in shock. When she finally agreed to return, Roller imposed extremely strict conditions, much higher salary, better quality scripts, and that JJ's character become more responsible and mature. She also insisted that the character of Carl Dixon be removed, feeling that his lack of faith went against Florida's strong Christian values. After Good Times, Esther Roll continued to shine, winning an Emmy Award in 1979 for Summer of My German Soldier, and appearing in acclaimed films like Driving Miss Daisy and Rosewood. She passed away in 1998, leaving behind a legacy as both a talented actress and a fierce advocate for authentic black representation in Hollywood. Jimmy Walker, JJ himself, made surprising revelations about the backstage environment. He confessed that he was never friends with Esther Roll or John Amos during the entire production of Good Times, feeling deeply hurt because they despised his character. Walker's journey had been incredible. Growing up in the tough South Bronx projects, he discovered comedy as a survival mechanism and became the youngest MC at the legendary Apollo Theater. The tensions were so intense that Jimmy Walker was the only main cast member who didn't attend Esther Roll's funeral. Can you imagine the level of conflict when co-workers can't even say goodbye to each other? The show's director insisted that Walker use dynamite in every episode, a phrase that made JJ a huge star and led to merchandising deals, including talking dolls with his catchphrase. But this success came at the cost of his relationships with his fellow actors. Janet Jackson had a troubling experience on Good Times that would affect her for decades. At just 10 years old, the producers told her she was overweight and needed to lose weight immediately. But what was most disturbing was when she began to develop physically. Janet was forced to bind her chest every day with wide strips of cloth to maintain a more childlike appearance. She revealed years later that this experience was deeply uncomfortable and humiliating, affecting her relationship with her own body for decades. To make matters worse, her brother Michael frequently teased her with cruel nicknames like pig and cow. These early experiences marked the beginning of her struggles with body image that would plague her throughout her career. Despite these challenges, Janet Jackson went on to become one of the most successful pop artists of all time, releasing revolutionary albums like Control and Rhythm Nation 1814 that broke barriers of gender and race. Ralph Carter, who played the intelligent Michael Evans, made a shocking decision after Good Times ended. He simply disappeared from Hollywood, generating wild rumors. Some said he was gay and blacklisted, others claimed he had HIV, and many believed he had fought with producers. The truth was far more inspiring. Ralph had made a conscious choice to abandon Hollywood fame to dedicate himself to his true passions, music and theater. He released 2 albums and became a respected stage performer. He explained his decision with inspiring wisdom. Hollywood has its own energy. I have energy where I am. Why should I look for energy elsewhere when I have diamonds? In my own backyard? Bernadette Stanis brought grace and intelligence to Thelma Evans, making history as the first African-American teenager cast in a complete family series on American television. She grew up in the dangerous Brownsville neighborhood in Brooklyn, but stayed focused on her dreams, proving that circumstances don't determine destiny. Her philosophy guided her throughout her career. What's around you doesn't have to be inside you. Jeanette Dubois, who played the stylish Willona Woods, kept a secret talent that few fans know about. She co-wrote and sang the iconic theme song for the Jeffersons, Movin' On Up, which became a true anthem of African-American social advancement. When Esther Roll temporarily left Good Times, Willona's role became crucial, leading to one of the most important storylines in sitcom history when she adopted Penny Gordon, tackling the serious issue of child abuse. The young actress playing Penny was Janet Jackson in one of her first major TV roles. Johnny Brown, our beloved Superintendent Nathan Bookman, almost changed television history. He was seriously considered for the role of Lamont on Sanford and Son, but since he was committed to Laugh-In, he couldn't accept the role that went to Demon Wilson. Imagine how different TV would have been without his warm presence on Good Times. Good Times was much more than entertainment. It was a revolutionary cultural movement that forever transformed the representation of black families in American media. The show dealt with real issues like poverty, racism, and urban struggles in ways no program had attempted before. It proved that families could be loving and strong, even facing incredible obstacles. Despite all the conflicts, tensions, and personal struggles we discovered today, the series' legacy remains powerful and continues to inspire new generations. The cast members faced their own battles, but created something timeless that showed us love can triumph over adversity, and there's always hope for better days. Now tell me, after discovering all these secrets, which revelation shocked you the most? And what was your favorite Good Times character? Comment below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible behind-the-scenes content about the series that marked our lives.